love, 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 love,
Peace.
love, love, love. Peace, 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 peace.
SLander.
Peace, SLander, SLander, SLander.
Love.
That's love, love, love.
Peace.
Peace.
What up, sinners? Welcome to Love, Peace, and Slander episode Fizzle.
Quattro.
Yeah, we up in the house. I'm here with the beautiful Ladysteele in gold, Super Saiyan.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright.
Did I tell you I love you today?
No, you didn't.
I love you. I love you so much.
Love you more. Alright, that's enough of that. I'm gonna say. It's
June.
Thank you for sticking with us. We're on episode 4, man. I'm excited. We got a lot on the roster.
A lot to talk about today. Thank you guys for your feedback. But like we always do, you know the drill by now. We got to shout out everybody that makes these episodes possible.
Yes,
starting with
sponsors.
11203 Production.
Super Production.
Lit BKNY.
Super T-shirts.
The Cutery.
Super Jury.
Crave TV6. I Crave
Super.
Wear.
Super Wear.
Who else we got, baby?
We got King's Power.
King's Power.
Super
Of
King.
course. And our home pregame radio.
Pregame Radio
Make sure that you
Network,
tune in
baby.
anytime that you can't find us.
We're in every continent except for Antarctica, right?
www.pregameradio.net. We are in 36 countries and 6 continents.
Holla. There's 7
Always.
continents if you don't remember.
Actually, what do we find? Our top 5? What do we?
Shout out to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Africa is in the spot.
Africans, y'all tuning in.
I love y'all. Send us, hit us the emails. We're going to hit you with it.
Atlanta. Y'all are hot on the radar too.
Hotlanta. Thank you. Yeah. Queens.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. Brooklyn, the Kings County, the borough, and everybody else in New York that follows.
And I'm gonna introduce our new and latest sponsors, 24K Experience.
24K Experience.
Yes, Black-owned
Black
hair
Spa.
company.
Mm-hmm.
They are expanding to have a beauty bar that will be located in Brooklyn. You're going to get details on the grand opening soon, but they will offer full service manicure, pedicure, facials. You can get your bundles. And for Love, Peace, and Slander viewers, they're offering a discount. All you have to do is like their page on Instagram or Facebook. It's at 24K Experience NYC on both platforms. Like the page, mention LPS, and you get $30 off your orders.
No scam necessary. We got you.
None at all.
All right.
We'll be getting new arrivals. They also create and construct custom wigs, and they can put it on for you there. So that's something you definitely want to pay attention to, and we'll be talking about them a little bit more.
They got you covered. You're not going to be on Front Street. It's a beautiful spot. You'll sit with the consultation, and they'll set you up.
Any condition you have, they have trained professionals there.
I might get a fade lace front.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know what?
I might.
If this happens, you know what? I want to see. I want to see what they could do.
That's what's
I don't know, but do we want Mr. Earl Grey with hair? I don't know. I don't think I can imagine it. Like I see in the baby pictures.
Oh wow! I ain't had hair since a baby. Oh wow!
You know what? Let's go into facts of the day.
Facts
of the day, right?
Congratulations to Cardi B.
Yes. Offsides, really?
That's what I'm calling from now on.
Oh, I thought it was just for last episode. Okay,
yeah,
so
no.
Last episode we were speculating, and we ended up updating that Cardi B did give birth, and
July 10th, right?
July 10th.
That's a nice solid
The name
number.
is Culture Kiari Cephas, which is basically Offset's name. He named her.
Thank God for rap, because Cephas is a crazy last name. I know he got the beats in school.
It sounds like a slave
Cephas.
name. But listen, congrats, girl. I didn't care for how she went on social media. Like, oh, thank you. The baby is taking up all my time. To me, I feel like that's obvious. And if anybody doesn't get that, fuck them. You don't owe them any explanation.
She speaks to her demographic.
Tell her demographic to grow the fuck up.
Yeah,
But
I ain't been outside.
Yeah, like it was like
It's
2
how it
days.
be.
Like it's 5 days.
It's how it be. She's a public figure.
They
They want her. All right. Well, so what's next?
shout out to the Cardi memes though. Baby Barty or whatever.
Baby Cardi, Child Cardi,
is
been
so
killing
ratchet.
it. My mama said
place.
I can't come over your house because you got uncles and brothers and we don't do that over here. Yeah, yo, Tekashi 6ix9ine. They locked my man's up for the assault. He's not my man's. They locked the kid up for an assault. Remember, he choked that 16-year-old kid, allegedly. He choked that 16-year-old kid up in the Texas Mall. Well, they got him. NYPD swooped down.
Then he shows up. You saw what he was wearing?
Yeah, he was wearing,
It looked like he had the first raid backpack.
You gotta give it to him. Tekashi's the only dude that showed up to New York City criminal court like, I don't give a fuck.
Like he tried
I don't give a fuck.
He tried to tie his tie.
He didn't try. That was purpose.
Like,
everything was purposely done.
No, I know, but the look is like I tried, but I couldn't do it.
Slacker.
But I want to be a big boy now, so I'm gonna do it myself.
He came to class like fucking rich kid. Like I don't give a fuck what y'all do. You don't know who my father is.
Also, okay, so this is kind of, we're putting a name to it. We kind of already been doing it, but Love, Peace, and Litigation.
Yeah.
This is basically my hood or urban spin on like Nancy Grace on the case that follows on. And no, I'm not a legal expert. All I'm going to be doing is keeping you up to date with the latest information on cases that are trending and trying my hardest to break down what I do know to be true. Occasionally, I will either have on or have written confirmation on how certain things go to further break it down to you. So with that being said, CharKelly aka Charlemagne the God.
Ooh.
That's been a very big story.
Yeah.
A rape allegation has resurfaced. It's about 17 years old. He has spoken on this several times during his show.
Poorly.
What do they call that?
He's spoken on it poorly.
On his own podcast, I forget the name of it, The Breakfast Club, and in his book, The Brilliant Idiots, yes, with Schultz. So he's spoken on it. He's not ever hit it. He, however, in my opinion, kind of downplayed it.
He hit.
And he basically beat it to the punch to control the narrative, in my opinion. What we know that is factual, that you can pull up as document-wise, is one, he was charged. He was indicted. So beyond the police report, everything that they had went to a grand jury. The grand jury decided there was enough to indict to go to trial. So we know that he was indicted for rape, I think the charge was, and contributing to delinquency
of a minor.
Mm-hmm. What happened is he pled out to the delinquency charge. He claims he only got 2 to 3 months probation, but we now know that it was about a couple of years of probation. The victim has recently come forward. She spoke with Star, formerly of Hot 97, and of course they don't see eye to eye. So a lot of people just think, oh, he has a HBO deal on the table. It's a fucking 4 episode special. It's not like a fucking blockbuster, whatever. But people think that, this is coming to stop that. Whatever. Star is a lot of things. Star is a hater. He's fucked up. But one thing I don't know Star to be is somebody that chases bullshit. Because especially to look like an idiot at his expense, no. Star's never put himself in a position to be called out on falsely talking about something he didn't know of. Even if somebody tried to come at him, he usually has receipts, and he provided them this time as well. So I only say this to say is because right now the narrative going around is, well, he was cleared through DNA. What I want to say about that is words mean things, and the use and placement of words means things. The absence of certain words or terms mean things. He was not cleared due to DNA. He supplied DNA to assist the investigation. However, he pled out. There is no statement that says DNA evidence cleared him. Even when they speak about it, even when he speaks about it, he doesn't say it. He said, I cooperated and I supplied my DNA, which is vastly different when you got a mob coming at you. Vastly different than saying DNA came back and it was clear or whatever.
That means he had a good lawyer, and his lawyer was like, look, plead out.
It's not even that a good lawyer. The victim didn't want to cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
The victim is saying, and the victim's mom is claiming that she did not want to put her daughter through the trauma of a trial.
Oh, I'm assuming she got paid.
Then she also, that's what I was going to come to. Then she also says that she's saying she doesn't even understand how he was able to plead out. Because she, like many other people, erroneously think that automatically when you decide that you're not going to do that, the state can, but there's no guarantee that they will pursue on your behalf. Especially if you plead like you really don't want anything to do with it, they have better things to do. A plea deal is literally put together to save people money and time. It's not about getting justice, it's just about satisfying an open complaint so both sides are happy. They don't have to go to trial, they don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff. It doesn't matter that he supplied the DNA because that's no longer what's on the table. There's also a piece of paper that says, because a lot of people like to say it was dismissed. It wasn't dismissed. It's checked, clearly written, victim would not cooperate. The victim is now telling her side of the story, and she said that she feels like she had no closure because she wanted to cooperate. She had every intention of doing that. Because she was a minor, her mother made an executive decision on her behalf and decided not to allow her to cooperate and just up and moved her away to Virginia. Now in my head, I feel like she got some money and maybe the daughter don't know that. She took that money and moved away and thought that maybe that would just wipe it away. But the daughter obviously still has it in her head. And now it's resurfacing again. People are just attributing it to, oh, Star's a hater and girl wants money, blah, blah, blah. She's saying, I don't want any money. I just want closure. And he's been telling his side of the story for 17 years now. And I recently saw an interview where he's telling his side of the story, and that's completely not what happened.
Badly.
She said that I did not even want to go to the party. It's not until he convinced me and told me that it was for a cousin of his that was graduating. Why she's hanging out with a 22, 23-year-old Charlemagne at 15, I don't know. That's on some next thing either.
South Carolina. It was the night.
Yeah, but with her parents, knowledge, whatever. I don't know. Shit. If I was 15 and I had even somebody that's 15 and a half, that's a boy. It's a wrap for me. So, much less a 22-year-old taking me to a party, not gonna happen. So he claims that he's felt a lot of regret for supplying the drugs and alcohol for the event to take place, but he didn't do it. He claims that someone used his name, someone else raped her and used his name trying to get ass, and that's what she's running with. She's saying she clearly knows that it was him. There were other guys there, but it was Charlemagne that did the damage, and she named him, and this is where we are right now. Like I said, the documents don't lie, and statements mean things, especially when you're talking legal speak. We as people can talk to each other all the time and mistake, kind of say one thing meaning another. You cannot afford to do that when you're talking about legal conditions, because guess what? If Charlemagne were to sue her right now, let's say she's lying, he wouldn't want to do that, because a civil trial will probe deeper than a criminal trial, and if he did in fact pay that amount, that will come up. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on.
Melissa Ford.
Yes. She was in an almost fatal car crash a few weeks ago.
In LA.
And she managed to come through. She was not supposed to survive that, but she has survived. I think she had temporary amnesia.
Wow.
Claudia Jordan set up a GoFundMe account for her. And a lot of people are questioning, why does she need a GoFundMe?
Superhead jumped on it quick.
Yeah, she shaded her really bad. She was... she took the time to basically remind people that she's a hoe.
I respect lifelong enemies.
Superhead
yeah.
took the time to remind them that she's a hoe.
Yeah.
Superhead.
This is why I don't respect Corinne Stephens, because you want everybody to dismiss your own written book where you talk about everything, but you throw other women under the bus whose past we, the public, not so much people like Ladysteele, but we the public may not know about. You know what I mean? You're doing more damage to the slut movement than anybody else on the outside.
I don't think that's what you... Oh, that do say.
Do say in the throat. Pause. Gargle.
It's heavy enough.
Gargle it.
Easy.
If you can't swallow.
Ooh, we gotta cut.
Gargle.
You gotta cut? Okay, cut.
Oh, yeah, put a Diddy in there.
That dude say lit.
Yeah.
I don't think that she wants it to be dismissed, and it's not necessarily the public that she's talking to. What she was addressing when she made that statement was to the people that do find her antics newsworthy enough to report. She was saying to them, if you're watching me enough to know that this is happening, you should also be reporting on when I do X, Y, and Z. That's, I think, where she was coming from with that.
No, nobody owe you that shit. Sorry. Especially if you're throwing other chicks under the bus. Melissa's been very quiet for the past few years, and she didn't deserve that.
But she, turned around, kind of. Okay, so update on Lisandro Guzman Jr., Justice for Junior hashtag. It's been kind of slow this week, but they have added new charges. New charges have been added to the people that are already in the system, and at least one, I have to get the name, but at least one has been moved to MDC. So it's about 3 or 4 of them that are now together at MDC.
Birds are chirping.
So, yeah, we're gonna keep you updated on that. And another case that's been making rounds on social media are the Claremont twins.
I haven't heard about that. What's that about?
The Claremont twins were featured on Bad Girls Club. One was...
Oh, them scamming chicks that killed the dude and took his debit card.
One was a model for Yeezy. They were also featured with another subject we're going to talk about later. They were also did a campaign with the McLure twins because they were doing the twin, adult and baby thing or whatever. So
double.
And they were featured, in the Yeezy model. I don't know if you remember this past season. They had like a whole aesthetic where it looked like a whole bunch of Kim Kardashians, but they were a part of that. It was like a whole bunch of Kim Kardashian lookalikes with the long blonde wig and the nude bodysuit, and they were a part of it.
So what they up to? What they do?
They basically were knocked. Excuse me. They were knocked on charges of not they. One sister. Sinead Claremont. She was
prostituting.
She was caught basically racking up charges of, I think, about 20K. So they got her for wire fraud. Wire fraud, I think, carries a maximum of 20 years. And you need to do, I think, a minimum of 10,000 for you to qualify.
That's Secret Service, right?
What?
Secret Service.
What do you mean?
They investigate wire fraud and counterfeit money and all that
FBI.
stuff. Okay.
So
what happened? She stole. What I heard was
she got. Well, let me finish that.
All right.
So that's what she got knocked up. The reason why this became bigger than it probably would have been is because the person's card that they were using turned out to be dead. It's a dead guy, and right now it looks like she might have either been the last person to see him alive, or she knew that he was dead. He died of an overdose. Whether she supplied him or not, we don't know.
Hot shot.
But he died of an overdose, and the cards were used after, which isn't uncommon for people that are swiping. They usually wait a long period of time because they don't want the hit to go through immediately after they take it. But in her issue is that she didn't take the card. If she took the card, she could have possibly played it off he gave me the card to use, but she just took the information and left the card. He was found with the card. And then she waited. So that he died a certain time. There's no way that he had contact with you to authorize you to use it at a later date after he's dead. So that's just, one aspect. The other aspect is they met because they arranged a date, prostitution, and in
he
which
hired her for sex.
She agreed to $400 for this. Yeah, I mean,
she's doing well post Craigslist. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know what? A lot of people don't understand. There's a lot of dreamers out there that think they're gonna get $5,000 nights, and that's just not the case for the majority of people out there. You gotta hustle. But in my opinion, I think that the ultimate goal was to rob the
you said
dude.
In your opinion. I thought you were going to say in my experience. I was about to get up and leave. Yo, keep going.
In my opinion, the ultimate goal was to scam him. So that $400 was just to get in. Not necessarily that's not what they're selling it for or whatever, but I think that was definitely more so just to gain access.
That was the little plastic tab on the mousetrap that comes with the mousetrap.
So
You're supposed to put the cheese on top.
I think that regardless, their whole thing was to gain access, because prior to this now, the other sister was caught up with another dude in Texas for like the same thing. Stabbed a dude, but I think he lived. So they have a history.
I see.
Among the things that they saw on the charges, she paid rent.
Right.
She paid her phone bill. She joined other sugar baby sites trying to get different dudes with the credit card. And there was either registration to a bestiality site.
Wow.
So,
whoa, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, lock her up. Lock her
But
up.
right now, I see the latest is that she's asking the judge to get her passport back.
Yeah,
so
she
that
wants to get
can
her.
go.
That's what I heard. That's what I got my eyes on the story. She asked the judge for her passport. She's a Jamaican resident, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the parents are in Atlanta. And
right, but that don't mean nothing.
The parents are
she
good
asked the judge,
parent home.
Hold up, she asked the judge for her passport because that's her only ID. Like, he gonna give her a way out this country while she out on these
you
charges.
might as well just use your sister's.
Come on now. So, yeah.
Next.
Next one, your boy Trump. The Republicans are turning on your boy Trump.
Oh, we doing politics?
Facts. Okay?
Facts of the day. This was breaking news. I didn't even get
Eddie
to follow it.
Munster, a.k.a. Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House, stood up there. You know, he wants to be president someday. He was like, yeah, man, we've been doing a year-long investigation on this cat, and there was definitely collusion. So they're going to trace it back. I think this is the turning point of Trump's presidency. I think this is an impeachable offense, my guy.
Okay? I've been doing impeachable shit.
Not really. They've been letting him do a lot of things that he can do, that they expected him to do. This, they've been building this. They've been letting him do this so they can build this. And I think that...
is Rachel Maddow finally going to get her shine?
Hey.
Rachel Maddow is going to... Listen, she's going to come on TV. That's what Rachel Maddow's building up to.
Is they finally going to let this woman get her nuts?
She's going to flick her bean.
She's been
and squirt.
so close, and then they just yank it back every time.
She's going to flick her bean finally and squirt on CNN, cry, and then they're going to put some other asshole in his place, and she's going to be like, oh...
Bring back Trump.
No, you know how bad shit is when he made George W. Bush not the worst president ever.
George W. Bush looked good.
So he looks
decent. I see black people on my timeline talk about please bring Bush back.
So if Bush campaign next year, they'd be like, yo, listen, we can handle that, son. Y'all want to replace him with Bush? We good, son. Like, that's a lot to say. So what are we going to next, baby, man?
These have been the facts of the day.
Facts of the day.
We're going to move on to my baby, Mr. Earl Grey. Swear on everything. Confessions from the deepest, darkest, disgusting, seedy places on
And
the
we got
internet.
a good one this time.
Take it away.
All right, cool.
Mr. Earl Grey.
So, boom. Anonymous says, I almost got choked out by my woman's son. I don't know if I should leave or stay. This is a long one. He said, I've been seeing this beautiful woman for almost a year and we are in love. Everything was going fine until me and her fat ass son got into a fight and the nigga choked me out. I should have known something was wrong because she would never let me come over to the house or meet him for a year. All she said was he was working through some problems, but was eating her out of house and home, and the grocery bill was skyrocketing. We had started talking about maybe living together, and I stay in an apartment, so, you know, she lives in the house, and I thought it would be better just for us if I went over there. But she was acting funny about it and kept making excuses. Then finally, I had enough stalling. We got into a fight about it, and she broke down real bad and started telling me what was really going on. She said that her son didn't like her dating, and he had emotional problems. Strike two. And
he paying rent.
Backstory: he didn't speak till he was 10. That's a problem. Okay. And she said, "Well, you know." I said, "Why didn't you get his ass some counseling?" And she was like, "She did, but that just made him mad, and he liked to stay home, eat everything, and be on YouTube all day." She let him go. And he said, "I told her we could take our time, but I decided to go by there one day and see what was really up." She was at work, you know, so I could talk to little man one-on-one, man to man. And I could tell him what this was about. He was real serious about being with his mother, you know, me and her being together, and his father was in jail. So I thought he probably needed a role model or something. Wrong. So I goes over there, I rings the doorbell, and I knew it was bad when he opened the door and he was just grunting and wearing rags. Yo. I tell him who I was, and I tried to be delicate, and he started breathing hard and panting and looking with me at the crazy eyes. But then he just got real calm and said, "Come in." I wouldn't have went in.
Yo, why is there more? You should have left.
Look, I go in, wrong, and the house was neat and tidy, and I was glad because I hate somebody that lives in a mess. We walked to the living room. All I can see is this big crater in the middle of the couch and bread everywhere.
Wait, bread is in like Wonder or like money?
Like Wonder bread, like bread, like the edges. Like he don't eat the crust, so the juice is laying out there. He said, I look real bad, but he said it looked real bad, but I didn't say nothing. What could he say to this grunting motherfucker? So he said, I sit in the love seat and I say I was happy to meet him, and you know that me and his mother were seeing each other and getting really serious, and we think about moving in together. He said he wasn't even looking at me though. I hate that. He was slowly eating grits with cut up hot dogs and watching The View and started time out. This man child was eating grits with cut up hot dogs and watching The View. Why are you there?
With bread all over the place.
Continuing. Okay. Watching The View and started grunting when he saw Whoopi Goldberg. I don't even know what that means. Does he like Whoopi? Does he dislike Whoopi? He's getting excited. He said, I get a little nervous, and I asked if I could use the bathroom, and he said no. Yo, he let the boy tell him, no, you can't use the bathroom. It's prison. He was in prison. He was locked up with the boy.
He voluntarily went to
he said, so I thought, well, hell, I got a shit. You know what I mean? Like, what you gonna do, little man? And so, you know, he said, I get up. You know, I'm feeling nervous now. He said, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave. Since I ain't sitting to sacrifice myself and let him slaughter me, I gets up, and I don't know how he jumped over that coffee table, but he was in front of the door before I got there. And he said my stomach started bubbling.
Nigga.
What?
This is a problem. He said he was just looking down at me and breathing hard again out the nostrils. So he said, I figured I'm not going to show weakness like he's dealing with a silverback, right? And he said, I'm leaving, pardon me, sir.
What?
He called the kid sir. He said, I got loud and puffed up, and I went to nudge him a little to get to the doorknob, and mercy me, this boy thumped me with just one paw, and I was down on the floor.
What?
Damn.
No, hopefully he stays down.
He said, hell, I ain't even try to fight. I couldn't move if I wanted to, so I thought I'd just play still as a possum and wait till it was over. You know, it's a country boy, man. He said, I was winded, but then he puts me in a chokehold and starts dragging me up the stairs.
Into a secret lair.
Up the stairs for what?
Snacks are under the bed.
My nose was full of vinegar and pressed to his titty, and I just started to swing wildly and fight for my life. Right then, keys start unlocking the front door, and that big bitch drops me on the stairs like a dummy.
Yo!
He said I could hardly catch my breath, and I had tears in my eyes because I was so mad.
Did he shit on himself?
I don't know. He didn't get to that. He said it was a girl. He said it was this woman. She immediately starts going on for me and asks me why I'm in her house and what's going on. And that mute son of a bitch just steady looking. He said I crawled down the steps. Oh shit. He crawled down the steps like motherfucking Rick James.
What am I gonna do about my leg?
He said I got up, said fuck her, fuck him, this is crazy, it's over, and lose my number. To be honest, I was just real embarrassed as a man. But I messed up, and I know I probably shouldn't have gone over there now.
It is.
But I love her, and we've been together for a year. We both getting older, and I thought this was the one. Where do I go from here?
Away.
Away.
Yeah, away.
Yo, that was some Harambe shit.
My guy. Oh, man. My guy. You said it all. Like, you did it all. Jesus Christ. What was he taking you upstairs for? That's my whole thing. What was going on?
Maybe he has like a little graveyard.
It's just giving me a little prison vibe right here. Like he's been through some institutions and he was going to take you upstairs to have some fun.
What?
You got away. And you just leave it at that. You know what I mean? Like,
And she didn't even have your back.
She told him not to go over there. She had his back. She knew what was gonna happen.
I'm just saying.
So this probably
she walked
happened
in the
before.
house and clearly saw. She know what happened, what went down.
She like, yo, I told you not to come over here. Like that's when when you go over to people's house and they got a dog. Like, yo, don't fuck with my dog. You fuck with the dog, they can't be on your side. They gave you. Okay, I'm going back. I'm pulling myself back now.
She knew Harambe was waiting for.
Yo, my G, you did everything possible. You left and that was it. You ruined it. Like. It was never going to work anyway. Eventually, I was going to have to come across that bridge with that big troll, that non-speaking troll, and deal with him.
He run that house.
He run that house, and she let him. So she got her man already. You made it out alive, booty hole intact, bread everywhere.
But I think he shit himself.
He probably did, but he ain't going to tell us that. You know what I mean? He made it out to the car. He made it home.
When my stomach is bubbling, I know the countdown.
And he got choked out too, so all the muscles released.
Exactly.
Everybody,
there's a whole trail on the steps.
Everybody bow your head, yo. God, jeez. On God, the 5 boroughs of no mercy. Through the tombs in Kings County, the resurrection of New Tim's every fall reconciles the facts and forgives your hustle sins. Through the ministry of the streets, may the old heads give you pardon and peace. I absolve you of your L's in the name of the pound, the quarter, and the holy eighth.
How come he gets absolved?
Because, man, he didn't know that. None of us would have known what that situation was. You know, you dealing with somebody, the single parent thing. They're like, "Oh, my child is." You like, listen, I'm a man. He a man. We're gonna talk this out. I love you. He just didn't know what he was dealing with. Harambe.
Nigga need absolution.
On The View.
Oh, whoopee over.
You better be glad Rachel Ray wasn't on. It'd have been. She'd have been excited.
We take a break there.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break on that.
Alright.
Welcome back. We're gonna kick it over to the lovely Super Saiyan Ladysteele for High Tea at Noon.
Sip up. Let's see if I get it right now.
Pinky out.
Oh yeah. One of these days I'll get it. So this week I'm gonna divide it up into a little bit of rumors, and we're gonna do blind items for the last portion.
Yeah,
right now,
blinds.
yeah, you guys had great feedback about the blinds, so we decided we're gonna implement it. Right now, word on the street is that Cameron and Nicki Minaj are dating.
I don't believe that. Streets don't believe it. Cameron's a real dude. Like
cookies and apple juice.
She's too fake.
That's what they said about Nas.
Nah, but Nas be drinking.
Listen. Moving on. Another thing too, like the biggest story of the weekend were the McLure twins. For those that are not familiar, they are the adorable babies or toddlers that are biracial. Mom is black, father's Caucasian.
The new sister.
Pretty much, yeah.
They tried.
You've seen them at least once, I guarantee. So what basically happened was the father. This is not the first time that he's been caught out there, but once again, in true internet fashion, some old tweets of his, the tweets resurfaced that were pretty racist. And they caught steam. A lot of people saw them, didn't like it. So the mom now does a video confrontation with him, talking to him and confronting him about his thoughts, his views, and the things that he was saying. During this confrontation, she basically says, or alludes to the fact like, the person I know now isn't the person that was then. I never met that person. We met at this time. And when she started giving dates, people realized they do not line up with how old the babies are. And at this point, it was always presumed that these babies were his. So now that people are zooming in on this, the internet does what it does best. They managed to track down the biological father. And she gets upset. She's like, we know we dropped a bombshell, but please don't focus on that. Just kind of basically focus on the fact that he's a changed man and blah, blah.
Don't focus on the 6 felonies that her baby father got.
So now she's like, we'll make a different video to address the paternity or whatever. And they do that. But in the meantime, we now know that no, the McLure twins aren't actually from McLure. They're from a guy named Jeff Petska that she was married to before. It's actually even it's a running theory right now, speculated that she might still be legally married to this guy.
Oh.
Because what was tracked down was a bridal registry for her and the other guy, which is how he was identified. And plus, once you see the guy, his face is those girls' face.
He's the real life Tommy from Power.
Yeah, those girls, they have his face. Point blank, period.
My man is a seasoned criminal.
What happens is now this guy's tracked down. Any social media he had has like almost immediately evaporated.
He sent that check.
So he's tracked down, and on top of him being tracked down, they identify a 95 conviction for domestic violence. On top of that, digging further into the guy McLure, more sketches. Apparently, he was trying to be a comedian, and racist banter was his thing. So now they dig up the comedy sketches, one in which he's talking about the white iPhone, because obviously white is better. Another one where the twins are going to surprise his grandma, and
his mother or his grandma?
It was both of them. It was the great grandma birthday, whatever. And the twins are helping serve them. The mom or the grandma makes some off-brand remark about hoping that the people helping are not black. So then that goes off to the races as well. Then it's uncovered that Justin, the presumed dad, is a recovering addict and a 3-time felon.
Batting 1,000.
So now it's complete chaos, and because nobody has been able to locate a divorce decree or a marriage license, it's assumed that she might still be legally married to the first one. Jeez. Although she's claiming that
they tried.
And these are, people think that YouTubers are just like whatever, but this particular family, they got a lot of endorsements from different companies, for free. And they got them based on a specific image. We're talking like millions of dollars. Like, they got a good set of money. A lot of his former friends have come forward talking about how much of a douche he is and an opportunist, and how he was trying to pop off his own thing and wasn't able to, so he probably used the twins as a gimmick. So it's a whole mess right now.
Wow.
Yeah, a whole mess.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Now we're going to go into the blind item portion of this.
All right, feed them. Let's see what's going on.
All right, so first up. This foreign-born female A+ list rapper always has at least one female employee to hook up with producers / possible feature performers, so that our rapper doesn't have to do so any longer.
Foreign-born rapper, so it's got to be female, right? And Nicki Minaj.
Correct.
Oh,
wait, one more time.
She got an intern?
Just as a disclaimer.
She got a
this
sex
is for
intern?
entertainment purposes only. Any guesses, any answers are really guesses.
The guesses by me. Come see me.
Nicki born in Trinity?
Yeah. So she went back home and got an intern.
More than likely. Someone that can't talk about Me Too.
Who can take dictation.
Alright, so next one. Here's a pro tip for this C- /D+ list celebrity all of you know, but through someone rather than her own name. She blew it 2 months ago with someone super rich who was really into her because she pulled out a meth pipe. Apparently, she did the same thing again this past weekend with another high-end individual. When you either are high-end yachting or trying to get with a guy who would have his entire world come crashing down if he's associated with meth, you need to decide just how important it is for you. I know this one might be a little
C and D list.
A little.
First off, let me say like Steve Harvey, yachting. Who we know through somebody else. So okay, we know somebody else and they're associated with that person.
Yeah, this is one that's a little difficult.
Is it Paris Jackson?
No.
Okay.
Because you kind of know her
through Michael.
Yeah, but not to where you wouldn't know her.
All right.
C and D list mean reality show people.
A little less.
A little less than that.
Yeah,
that's obscure.
Somebody that got famous by chance. It's a guy.
It's a guy?
Yeah, it was based on his looks.
Wait, the person, the person.
Fucking prison bay nigga.
Right.
Oh, so, Meeks?
Yeah. So this is about his wife.
Oh, his wife is a junkie? Oh, that's why she's signing kids away.
And she has, obviously, she's attracting the right crowd. She just keeps blowing it because she can't put the pipe away.
But that's why she signed them kids away. She was like, give me my check, take the kids, and I'm going to go, yachty.
No, but she didn't sign all of them, just, I think, his.
Well, his. That's what the kids he's looking for. That's just to plant a seed.
Okay. It's not just the calling out by this A-list producer of this foreign-born A-list rapper and her continued drug use after being given many opportunities to stop. It looks like she's going to be barred from working with a bunch of people unless she kicks the habit. It's really easy to lose your traction and be swallowed up by someone new coming onto the scene. She should take this seriously.
So wait, a producer said something about her?
Producer-rapper.
So, okay, it's going to be Joey Buttons, right? Joe Buttons.
Yeah.
He's not a producer rapper. He's a rapper. Joey's a rapper. He's a good rapper. Okay. And he called out Nicki Minaj, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's a... Oh. But people was upset because, Joey, he's a former addict. But,
but sometimes
who would know?
Better, yeah. I've been writing for months that this A-list rapper who thinks he's all that because he came up with a stupid name and does coke 24/7 specializes in getting his significant others addicted to coke and then making them do things they don't want to do before chewing them up and spitting them out and not caring at all what happens to the person. That one-named singer is finding out every day. Imagine how she feels thinking some guy loved her when he ruined her reputation, and there are dozens of videos of him with other women and doing coke with them, and them either having sex with him or a line, or them orally servicing him. If our one-named singer wants to compound her suffering, then she should continue her rebound with the three-named guy because he's almost just as bad.
The one guy sounds like Machine Gun Kelly, but everybody else, I don't know.
Machine Gun Kelly's the rebound.
Okay.
And G-Eazy is the subject. And remember, he was going out with Halsey.
Who?
G-Eazy.
G-Eazy.
Look at me and get some money.
Oh, that kid. Oh, okay.
So who's the one name singer?
Yeah. Halsey. The biracial chick.
I'm saying.
Halsey?
Stop making me feel old.
I'm old.
Apparently, the cocaine budget was more than the music video budget for this foreign-born A-list rapper and this female A-list singer.
Foreign-born, so that's Nicki.
Mm-hmm.
Female singer. AG? Ariana Grande?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Wow. For real? So that's how she stayed like 90 pounds? For the pedos?
That takes care of our high teen at noon with Ladysteele for this week, and I'm going to switch it over to Mr. Earl Grey for movies we want to see.
Oh, man.
What you got cooking for us this week?
Applause. Thank you very much, everybody. Movies we want to see. This one, we're going to go to the red phone on. Let's see what we got. Boom. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Okay, 1992 film named Death Becomes Her was released. Now, Death Becomes Her was kind of like a comedy horror. You understand? It was about, it touched on many things. Growing old and fame fading and relationships not working out. So I'm going to walk you through it real quick, all right? So Helen, played by Goldie Hawn, she is a playwright. She's young, she's not the best looking chick, you know what I mean? She has this fiance played by Bruce Willis. His name is Ernest in the film, all right? And he's like this young doctor. He's supposed to be a big time surgeon, whatever have you. So she's working for this chick named Madeline. Now she's a budding actress. She's on Broadway, and she meets up with Helen and Ernest, and she likes Ernest. So she steals her away from Helen. And, Helen goes into depression. You know what I mean? She watches on TV Madeline and Ernest getting married, and they start their life or whatever have you. She starts, eating, and she gains like 300 pounds. She just locks herself in her apartment, and she's like watching old movies of Madeline, and this one movie she's particularly fond of because she gets choked out in the movie, and she pictures herself choking out Madeline. So her life goes to shit so bad that the police have to kick her door down and institutionalize her because she's, not checking in with anybody, not paying her bills, just wilding, right? So fast forward 15 years, so boom, Madeline and Ernest, their marriage is shit. You know what I mean? Her acting career didn't really pan out like it should have. She made some money, but she's not a great actress. So as her looks fade, she gets older. She's not being, picked up for roles or anything like that. Ernest is turned into an alcoholic. You know what I mean? And he has his problems, his career. He's almost losing his medical license. Matter of fact, he did lose his medical license. He's like some caretaker now or something like that. So anyway, all of a sudden, Helen pops back on the scene. She's written a new book. It's called Forever Young. And Madeline flips over the book and she's looking good on the shit. Helen is looking great. She's like a size 1. You know what I mean? Banging body. Da-da-da-da. So she's like, yo, I gotta step my game up. Can't have Helen see me look like this. So she's running around to all these beauticians and people to, get her to look better. And somebody slips her this number, this mysterious lady. So mysterious lady comes over her crib. She's like, boom, boom, this is what it is. I got this thing, and it's better than anything to make you look young and all that shit. Madeline is not hearing that shit. She's like, yeah, how much is it gonna cost? And lady's like, well, I'm gonna let you see it in action. And she stabs or she cuts Madeline on the finger. Madeline's like, the fuck is wrong with you? You cut me. So she takes out the elixir and she dips it on her finger, and the wound heals and her whole hand turns like, back to when she was like 20 years old. Liver spots is gone, scars, all that shit. So Madeline's like, boom, yo, you take a check? She's like, all right. They make the exchange. Madeline bottles up, drinks the whole elixir, and then the mysterious woman was like, oh, but I gotta warn you. She was like, bitch, now you gonna tell me about the warning after I drunk the shit? She was like, yeah, take care of your body because it's gonna last forever. And she walks out. In the middle of her walking out, them edibles start kicking in. Madeline is like, yo, I'm feeling funny. She goes over to the mirror. Titties like pow, ass like boom. She's like, yo, shit is working right here. So anyway, Helen and Ernest bump into each other, and she was like, I never got over you, and we can still pick up where we left off. He's like, yeah, whatever, but what about Madeline? She was like, let's kill the bitch. You know what I mean? He was like, well, I do kind of hate the bitch, so we can kill her. He was like, how we gonna do it? She was like, look, we poison the bitch, we throw her in the bins, throw the bins off the cliff, and they'll think she drunk herself and drove off the cliff. So he's like, all right, I'm with it. So they plan to meet up and do all that shit at the dinner. Next day, the day of the dinner, him and Ernest and Madeline, they get into an argument right at the top of the stairs. And she's like, yeah, that's why your dick don't work. And he gets upset and he starts choking her out at the top of the stairs. But he catch himself. He a real good dude, so he didn't want to kill her. So he lets her go. But she's wearing these heels and she's at the top of the steps, and she end up falling anyway and breaks her neck, all kinds of shit. So she at the bottom of the stairs. He, like, you alright? You know what I mean? Like, in shock. Like, he knows she's dead and she's still moving. Like,
Ernest! You pushed me down the stairs.
He take it to the doctor, and the doctor's like, all right, let's see what's going on here. She got this big trench coat on. He look at her neck, her fucking vertebrae is hanging out the neck and shit. He go to listen for her heartbeat. He's flipping out. He's drinking and shit. He's like, yeah, something's wrong. She's like, what's wrong? He was like, you're supposed to be dead. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna retire right here because I think I had enough of this shit. So they go home. Ernest is working out. He don't know what's going on. Madeline in her mind is like, yo, it's gotta be the edibles. Like, the shit, it's gotta be it. So then they forget what's going on. Helen comes to the crib. She like, yo, I'm here for dinner. Let's do the thing. He like, oh shit, I forgot. Some crazy shit been going on today. She was like, well, what? Where the bitch at? Let's kill her. Madeline comes downstairs, brand new, like nothing never happened to her. And they start going at it. So before you know it, Madeline pulls out the shotty and blasts Helen in the stomach. Helen goes Jazzy Jeff into the fountain behind her, dead. So now Ernest is flipping out like, yo, you killed the bitch in the crib. Like, we didn't discuss that. What's going on with you? She's like, don't worry, we'll get rid of her. We ain't got no neighbors, nobody ever know. Helen gets out the motherfucking fountain with a hole on her belly. Like, I'm good. What's going on? Let's finish this bitch. And they start fighting, exchanging notes, realizing that they have both taken this elixir and that, death will not come to them. So Ernest, he's flipping out. He don't know what's going on. And, they're like, all right, well, he's a doctor. He can keep us running forever as long as we don't do too much damage to each other. Let's coexist. Kidnap this nigga. He's not going nowhere. He's gonna stay in the house. He's gonna take care of us. Ernest is like, fuck that shit. I'd rather kill myself before taking care of y'all for the rest of my life. So he tries to escape. He goes on the roof. He ends up falling off the roof. But before he falls, they try to get him to take the elixir. He's like, nah, I'm gonna die. So he falls through the glass. He ends up in the pool in the basement, and he doesn't die. Fast forward 37 years, they're at Ernest's funeral, and you see them in the back with veils over and everything. They talk about the great life that Ernest has had since getting away from them. He's had children. He started practicing medicine again, giving back to the community. They wildin'. They're mad. So then they leave the funeral, and the reason why they leave the funeral is because their bodies are falling apart. They're arguing with each other, looking for a can of spray paint to keep their skin looking alive, and one of them lost it. So they go outside and end up stepping on the can of paint while arguing with each other, and their bodies fall totally apart after laughing at Ernest because he lived a good life and they thought they was going to live forever. So who I would put in the movie, I would put Drake as Ernest, I would put Amber Rose as Madeline, and I would put what's the girl's name? Come on, who's Amber's friend?
China?
Yeah, Black China as Helen. Right? And the mysterious woman would be Nicki Minaj, and her assistant would be Joanna Scammer. And that's the movie that, I think that movie would really do well. It would be hilarious.
Sounds like something I'd watch.
It would be dope, right? It would be dope.
Is he picking those for acting purposes or for social commentary?
Both. Both. And being augmented women. You understand? Like, who else would give them the fountain of youth but Nicki Minaj?
Hip-hop vibes.
Yeah, shit was dope. So that is movies we deserve to see. Get on that, producers. Make that happen. Get these people on payroll. Get that script running. Holla at me for the script. Me and Brad will write the script. All right? And that's what we got.
Oh, all right. 20 seconds to break.
Okay.
You decided to be on the right scripts and shit.
You know the movie? No, you just going, you gotta set up the angles and everything. You know what I mean? I'll sketch out the scenes. You just set up what angles you want for whatever. That would be a dope movie, right?
Make it hot.
It sounds good to me.
Like, cool.
It sounds good to me.
All right, break.
Thank you for joining us again. Really quick breaking news. We got Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child just checked herself into a mental health facility. She's been very vocal throughout the years about the recent years about how she's been battling with depression, and I guess it hit again and she's decided to get help. So shout out to her. A lot of people don't have the presence of mind to go and get help for it. So I hope, that she comes through this. Without further ado, we want to introduce this week's SLander Vixen of the week. This week, it is somebody that we both know. Mm-hmm. I think everybody in this room can agree that she's pretty hot. Nice body, very thick, not sloppy, and she's not into entertainment or nothing. She's a regular everyday girl, but she got it going on.
She's a regular everyday girl that travels the world.
Yes. Extremely sexy, and she jets at her. Her name is Nicole Scott, and you can definitely check her out on Instagram at Nikki Alias. That's N as in Nicole, ICKYLES, and I'm pretty sure you'll see for yourself why we chose her. So shout out to you, Nicole.
International call.
And this brings us to the dreaded conclusion of this week's episode of Love, Peace, and Slander. I need you guys to find us on Instagram at Love, Peace, the letter N, Slander, on Twitter at LPS Podcast, on Tumblr, Love, Peace, and Slander, YouTube, Love, Peace, and Slander. What else we got there?
Your page. At Ladysteele.
At Ladysteele.
On my page.
At Mr. Earl Grey.
On Facebook.
Yes.
And Instagram.
On Instagram, I'm official Ladysteele.
Right.
Because Steelers fans, they infiltrate that name and then it'd be like Ladysteele, but it's the Steelers fan, or Lady Steelers or whatever. And I'm like, no, it's official Ladysteele. And my birthday, please don't forget.
Yes, Monday.
7:30 at Amarachi Prime, downtown Brooklyn.
Bridge. After
work.
$5 everything.
Till 8 p.m.
That's right.
Frozen drinks, well drinks.
Tacos. Quesadillas.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Bless you.
I got excited. $5 wings in assorted flavors, so you're not going to be restricted. It's going to be a party. And spades. Spades. Make sure you come down. Don't.
There might be a Pokestop too. I'm not sure.
He's mad hype. He just started playing Pokemon Go again, and he's just hype for no reason.
Pika pika, pika pika, pika pika, pika pika pika.
But I love it because we betrayed him. He gave me an Aerodactyl yesterday. That shit was awesome. It cost him 20,000 Stardust though. I don't think he liked that.
I don't like that either.
But yeah, come down to Amarachi. Next month we're in California, but don't forget next year, Super Bowl Sunday, we're in the Bahamas. We're taking a cruise, so come hang out with us. $450, you can't beat it. And we got payment plans are available, so.
We got our own section.
Yep, own section. We're definitely gonna be turning up, going live from the cruise ship.
Pajama jammy jam.
Lots of fatness, lots of fun, debauchery, and the game. Who do you think is going to the Super Bowl this year, though?
Who I think is going to the Super Bowl? I'm not really paying attention to
I'm not paying
NFL,
attention, but I got faith.
But I always got faith in my Giants.
Yeah,
I think my Giants going to do it this year. Put it together.
That's what I'm
Put it
rooting on.
together.
That's what I'm rooting on, okay?
You got the
That's
pieces.
What we're
Put it together.
Let's just get it done.
All right.
Let's get it done. So,
I really want to thank everybody for their support so far. It's really great.
We appreciate it all.
In every continent. Thank you so much. Africa, stand up. Let us know.
The boroughs, Brooklyn.
Kittens.
Brooklyn. I've really been holding it down.
Shout out to Harlem too.
Yes, Harlem World, we see you.
Yeah.
Next week, we'll definitely be highlighting some of our most prominent members, giving you guys a shout out. So thank you for the support. We definitely have to say thank you to our sponsors. That is 11203 Productions, as always, Lit BKNY, I Crave Wear, The Cutery, and King's Power, and of course our home, where you have to log on to view us, www.pregameradio.net. Radio, shout out to them 3, 4, 5 times, and the 24K experience.
24K experience.
Cheer. Signing off.
Pinkies out. Sip that. Swallow it. Goggle.
Hey, yo.
That was good.